Hey guys, Josie with Clean My Pawn. Today I want to talk about the building blocks of numbers. So yesterday when my student couldn't do 6 times 6, I asked him to break down the number. What two numbers can you multiply to make 6? Then he told me 2 times 3. And then I also told him that's the same thing as 3 times 2 due to the commutative property of arithmetic. You can switch the orders of the numbers when you're multiplying or adding, and it'll give you the same thing. So he broke it down into 2 times 3 and 2 times 3 because there were two 6s. And so he got 2 2s and 2 3s. 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4. And he knew because he could switch numbers around, 4 times 9 is the same thing as 9 times 2 times 2. And 9 times 2 is 18. 18 times 2 is 18 plus 18. And he figured out it was 36 without looking at his timetables. So, which is why I recommend only learning the timetables of the primes, which is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And instead of memorizing all 12, you just memorize 5. So, it's a 5 times 5 times tables instead of 12 times 12. Okay, so prime numbers are numbers that cannot be broken down into anything further. Like you can't break down 3, two numbers. You can't multiply 2 numbers to make 3. And this is why we call them building blocks of math, of numbers. They're the building blocks. So it's like molecules at their basic level. They're not molecules because molecules are composed of several different atoms. Now, primes are the atoms of the world of numbers. And if you're able to know how to break down or decompose the number into its basic components, it's like you have a big building of Legos, or if it's a small number, a small building of Legos, and you take apart the Legos, you rearrange the Legos, and you can get the same building in a different type of Lego, a different type of order of Legos. So suppose we have 12 times 11. Okay, well, 11 times 12 is clear if you know your timetables by memory. But suppose that you don't. Well, 11 is a prime, so you can't break that down. 12 is not prime. It can be broken down to 6 times 2, which can be broken down further into 3 times 2 times 2. Maybe someone knows what 11 times 3 times 2 times 2 is if they go left to right. 11 times 3 is 33, times 2 is 66, times 2 is, hold on, 11 times 3 is 33, times 2 is 66, times 2 is 122. Maybe they don't know what that is. So they might do 11 times 2, which is 22, times 3, which is 66, times 2, which is 122. Now that's a little bit easier. 11 is a big number, though. It's the biggest number of the primes in timetables before 12. What about something like 18 times 15? Now, these are numbers we can multiply either using FOIL, or you can break down the number into its prime decomposition. So I could do it mental math, or I could just show you on the blackboard. So again, not a whiteboard. Since I already like whiteboards, I like blackboards. Okay, so 18 times 15, you could do FOIL, or we could just do prime decomposition, which is you break down 18 into 9 times 2, and you break down 15 into 3 times 5. But the top part is in prime. It's 3 times 3 times 2, and then you get 3 times 5. Well, this looks a lot easier for sure. I noticed that I have a way I can rearrange the numbers into 2 times 5 is 10, leaving me with 27, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 27 times 10 is 270. So 18 times 15 is 270.